What if the most dangerous flyweight in the world isn't the one holding the belt, and the most violent finisher outside the UFC is already better than half the division? This isn't just striker versus striker, it's a collision between two undefeated storms moving toward each other at full speed. On one side stands Brazil's rising assassin, Natalia Silva, an 8-0 force inside the UFC, who has quietly turned hype into proof. On the other side is the PFL's undefeated wrecking machine, Dakota Ditcheva, a fighter who doesn't just win fights, she erases opponents. Silva isn't a prospect anymore, she's a problem. Riding a dominant win streak in the UFC's flyweight division, she's beaten former champions like Rose Namajunas and Alexa Grasso with the kind of composure that usually belongs to veterans at the top. Her style is a blur of spinning attacks, snapping high kicks, and surgical boxing combinations thrown at speeds that make counters nearly impossible. She doesn't just outpoint opponents, she hurts them. The spinning back kick knockout that exploded across highlight reels wasn't luck. It was timing, precision, and killer instinct colliding in a single moment. Silva blends technique with violence so seamlessly that even seasoned champions struggle to find answers. Then there's Ditcheva, undefeated and unapologetically destructive. As a champion in the PFL, she has built a reputation not on decisions, but on devastation. Brutal knees to the body, suffocating clinch control, first-round finishes that feel less like contests and more like ambushes. When she traps opponents in the tie plum, ribs begin to fold and gas tanks empty in seconds. Most don't see round two. This isn't point fighting. This is controlled chaos delivered with chilling calm. She overwhelms, breaks, and finishes, often before her opponents can adjust. Here's where the debate turns uncomfortable. Silva has faced elite UFC competition. Ditcheva hasn't stepped inside that octagon yet, but does that automatically tilt the scale? Silva thrives on speed and angles, darting in and out, kicking from impossible positions. Ditcheva thrives on forward pressure, forcing exchanges, dragging opponents into clinch warfare where knees detonate against the body. If Silva maintains distance over 5 rounds, she could turn it into a technical masterclass. But if Ditcheva closes that space and locks her hands behind the neck, the fight could change in seconds. And looming above both is the undisputed queen, Valentina Shevchenko, the benchmark, the technician, 11 UFC title fight victories, a counter-striking assassin who reads opponents like open books and punishes mistakes with clinical precision. She doesn't panic, she downloads data. Her head kicks freeze arenas, her right hook ends nights. Against someone like Ditcheva, it becomes precision versus pressure. If Dakota rushes recklessly, she risks running into counters she's never experienced. But if she can disrupt rhythm and force chaos, she tests even the bullet's legendary composure. And then there's the ghost of the past, the pioneer who changed everything, Ronda Rousey. The armbar that felt inevitable, the 16-second finishes, the judo throws that shook an entire sport awake. In her prime, if she grabbed you, the fight was over. But history showed the vulnerability to elite strikers. Against someone like Ditcheva, distance would be destiny. If Rousey closed the gap, it would be vintage dominance. If she couldn't, the outcome might echo the brutal lessons delivered by modern striking evolution. So what does it all mean? It means women's MMA is standing at a crossroads. Silva represents the elite of the UFC. Ditcheva represents the violent surge outside its walls. Shevchenko represents the gold standard. Rousey represents the foundation. If these paths ever collide, it's more than a fight. It's a statement about eras, promotions, and the future of the flyweight division. Now it's your turn. Who wins when precision meets destruction? Can Silva outclass the chaos? Does Ditcheva's pressure break through championship composure? Could the bullet shut down the hype, or would a new generation rise in one violent night? Drop your prediction below, and if you love deep breakdowns and high-stakes MMA drama, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because when fights like this finally happen, the entire landscape of women's MMA could change overnight.